EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States, Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees are being removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day, and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf.
That will be a great look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt. So close, just a tap in from there. Just a little tap in here. That is a solid par putt right there. U.S. Open continuing here at the par 4 7th at Oakmont. It's 434 yards.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my eye.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow through. Second shot here at the par 4 7th. Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unable. Let's see what he does from here now.
Oh, I thought he had that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
He's made it. U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, you've played in so many of them, are supposed to be demanding and tough. This is what a U.S. Open's all about. A par 3 and nearly 300 yards. That's the 8th at Oakmont.
It's not just the length, too, but this is a typical Oakmont green, which means it's not easy. There is an option, though, if you can't reach this green, or at least fly it on, you might get a lucky bounce to kick forward. You'll see a lot of people chipping from around the front edge of this green, and there's no shame in that.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. That's how you maintain momentum. You make those putts for par. And now to the 9th, and it's forgotten somehow that he's at a U.S. Open. The 9th will remind him very quickly that this is the national championship. This is demanding. Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut.
Pretty cool, but this is way too much. Are you for real? It was terrible.
Stroked that with authority. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill, it plays a good 200 yards for your second.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Good contact, good result. Frank, can you recall a situation where before an important round, an instructor gave you one small tweak, maybe flare your left toe out, or just shift a little bit of the weight onto the back foot, where the instructor gave you that one small bit of advice and it made a huge difference?
Yeah, the list is too long, Rich, and it's normally just someone that you've trusted over the years, and we all make just little bad habits. Sometimes you're stooped over a little bit more than normal. You're not standing tall enough. The ball is too far back in your stance or too far forward. You're making a funny little move, or your grip is different. It's always the little things that add up to the big problem.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
They'll take it. That's a par. Par 4 11th is 379 yards as we continue the backside here at the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Frank, what's the strategy off the tee here?
You're hitting something that goes about 240, 250 yards maximum, hopefully keeping it out of that right rough. And the reason why that right rough is certainly to be avoided is that big gaping bunker at the front of the screen. Green's perched up a little bit, so this is another one where if you can hit an iron or a utility club off the tee, you must find the fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with 2 very solid rounds of golf. Key right now, just stay out of your own way and keep it up. The pressure will start to build. We know that as you get closer to the end of this tournament.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the United States Open Championship. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Navola. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch of the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape.
Frank, what about this approach shot here at the 11th?
Not all short second shots are equal, and this is a great example here at 11. We have to be a little defensive. Another green that runs away from the player. So if you get a trifle aggressive here, chances are you're going to be chipping back. So just be a little careful.
Settles in over the putt. Just 5 feet left. That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Now at the par 5 12, 667 yards. Frank, you've played golf around the world at the very highest level. I've heard you say you think this is one of the hardest par 5s on the planet. Why?
The slope of the fairway, you don't get a flat lie anywhere along that, and the green slopes away from you. So really there's no easy out. This is the only par 5 I've ever seen where the best players in the world would take a 5.
That was just a beautiful drive and hit it solid and right in the middle. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
That was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Count it, that's a birdie. Here at the par 3 13th, we're ready to tee off. It's 183 yards.
Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good putt. The reason Oakmont has hosted so many U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, is it has a really good blend of holes, and now we come to a short par 4 at 358 yards, the 14th.
You can see the predicament in front of you, bunkers left and right, but really the bonus here is if you can get the ball on the fairway with just something like a long iron off the tee, this is one of your best scoring opportunities at Oakmont.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. And it makes the green in regulation. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No. Just good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Okay, no problem with that one. Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the United golf courses in the world. And today we're here in western Pennsylvania at Oakmont Country Club. Originally opened 1903 and designed by Henry Fond, it features over 200 bunkers and slick, undulating greens. It asks a lot of a player in every aspect of the game. It is a fitting venue for the U.S. Open Championship, the final round. Chance to either keep the momentum going or reverse your fortunes. Frank, it is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Good-looking shot right here. Excellent shot to within 10 feet. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie. Now, you have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Good effort, good par putt. Pretty short hole here at the 11th. It's only 379 yards, par 4. A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here. That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Well, Frank, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont, it's a lot of golf hole at 667 yards.
It's the hardest par 5 I've ever seen or played that doesn't want for a little extra.
Just amazing what they're able to do with that golf swing. Hit it so far at that size. Not overly big, but man, can really move it a long ways. We knew it right away, Frank. That's a good one.
Solid.
Going to try to put a little air under this one with a lob wedge. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. Needs this for par.
Really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
From a long par 5 to a relatively short par 3. We're at the 13th at Oakmont, 183 yards. Frank?
Another hole, because of the shape of this green, that you're almost breaking down into three sections. That front little circle you can see, the bit in the middle or the bit at the back. You're trying to play to one of those three sections.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Rich Lerner back with you at the 14th hole at Oakmont. And this is a hole that offers up a pretty good scoring opportunity, a short par 4 at 358 yards. Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Pretty short shot here into the 14th hole. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
Well played before.
Well, this is a good U.S. Open par 4 at 499 yards. The 15th is one of the better holes in the course, Frank.
It is. The shape of the tee shot you think would suit a cut, but because the fairway slopes quite severely to the right, really it needs a draw just to work its way against that slope and somehow keep it on the straight and narrow.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
They'll take it. That's a par. Yet another demanding hole here at Oakmont. A par 3 16th, 231-yard par 3. Frank calls for a well-struck long iron.
It certainly does. It's going to favor something that's hit a little higher and a little softer. If you could just mentally cut this green in half and just sort of look at the left half of this green, that's really the best way to play this hole. And the reason why is the general contours all move to the right. That ball can still funnel down to the right side of the green. Not a problem there, Rich.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Even par, currently.
That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
We are coming down to the wire here at the U.S. Open Championship at fabled Oakmont, and the tension's starting to build. And Frank, this is decision time at this very short 313-yard par 4.
Yeah, normally in a U.S. Open, Rich, you'd think the prudent play would be lay it up, but, I kind of like driver here today. I think the worst you're going to do is just miss the green or hit it one of those pop bunkers. You perhaps could drive it on the green, be putting for eagle, but even out of one of those bunkers, you've got to think you're even money to get it up and down. I like driver here.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in. Virtually no error in that putting stroke. Good putt.
Here we are at the 18th at Oakmont. Clubhouse straight ahead. Frank, I distinctly remember the 2007 U.S. Open Championship of the final round, and Angel Cabrera, the big Argentinian, with the pressure bearing down, stepped up and absolutely piped a tee shot right down the throat. And I know to this day he thinks it's one of the great shots he's ever hit.
Yeah, I get the odds. Golf ball is 1.68 inches in diameter. Fairway's 30 yards wide. Ball should fit easily, right? But when you look at it off the back of this tee with bunkers left and right, it does not look like it's that easy, that's for sure.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. To win the U.S. Open. Go ahead and do that for birdie. And there it is, a U.S. Open victory.